All right, you guys, it's your girl, Sandra D, the main event, and welcome to my channel and my community of love. If you have not subscribed, what you waiting on? We will not be talking about hair. We will not be talking about food. We are on this journey of talking about the narcissist. Now, today's video is going to be about why the narcissist don't want to give you closure. So the narcissist does not want to give you closure because that is their intent. They don't want to give you closure because they want to see if they can come back into the relationship to see if you're open to give them another shot. Okay, this is another way of them manipulating the outcome of the relationship. Sometimes when they do a discard, they feel like they found the one that they were looking for to fulfill their supply and demand. So they go ahead and discard you because they weren't able to get what they wanted from you. But sometimes even with that, it backfires on the narcissist because then they wind up eating crow and gonna come back and try to get into your good graces. Okay. Now, the narcissist does not like to give you closure because they want to put you in a position to where you're stuck. Okay, you remember the example that I gave you guys in the video? They want to put you like in a straitjacket to where you're stuck. You can't move. The other example that I gave you is just like a spider who has his web and a fly comes, it gets stuck right there. And then what that spider do? That spider comes, okay? And then they spin their web again or all around that spider to bond it in place. Why? Because they want to be able to come back later to be able to feed off of that fly, which is considered their supply. And that's what the narcissist is doing when he does not want to give you closure. When they just up and leave and you're like, what happened? You know, stuck into confusion, you know, your brain going around the mountain over and over again. And then it's like being a hamster that's on a hamster wheel just in place, but it's just spinning. They leave you like that on purpose because they're looking to see if they can have an opportunity to come in to run that game again. Okay. And you're going to have questions and they know you're going to have questions. And they're anticipating that you're going to sit there and wait for them to come back so that you can get answers to your questions. Okay. But like I told you guys before, and I'm going to say it again, you do not need the narcissist for closure because when they up and left you wounded and left you in that state of emotions, they don't get an opportunity to come back to make it right. At that point, what questions do you have to have when they showed you what they were all about? Your closure does not come from the narcissist. The closure comes from when you recognize and realize that you were right all along. When you felt your gut telling you that this isn't right. This ain't the way to go. Where you saw the red flags, but you overrode it anyway. And that's what the narcissist was doing in the love bombing stage. And also when they started telling you all these sad stories and things of that nature. And it's something that could have happened to them. Okay, it is. You know, they probably were wounded and rejected. But what they also know is that they're manipulating the situation so that you would override that and then you would allow the bad treatment to continue. This is why they gave you everything that you told them that you wanted when you was in that love bombing stage. I told you they were like an actor. Okay. And the Academy Award goes to the narcissist because what they did was they got that tea as you was kikiing it up with them, sipping on it, having a good time as you thought. Okay. They were interviewing you, finding out what makes you tick, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They scripted a role for you so that you would not see them as a threat. So that they can enter into your world to gradually but slowly bring you into their world of torture and abuse. They appear to be friendly, but a narcissist is not your friend. And you have to remember, everybody that's friendly ain't your friend. And if you make friends easily, you're not going to really trip off of it too much because you don't see them as a threat, especially when they're coming in there mirroring you and mimicking you. They played a perfect part that you just didn't recognize and realize that they were playing you until you start going to the devouring stage. Okay, back to the love bombing stage, or you go into the triangulation stage when they're bringing in another party to try to check you for the narcissist, to try to get you into an emotional state, but also at the same time to have you to try to fight over the narcissist. And for what? Okay, they knew you was destined for greatness. You ain't got time for that. You got a destiny to fulfill. And then they'll put you in this discard stage. And then once you recognize and realize what they was doing and you go no contact, then here comes the darn gone hoovers of them trying to get back into your good graces by pulling on your heartstrings. Because at this point, they know what makes you tick. But sometimes they don't realize the things that they doing do come and backfire on them, because when you are a healthy person and you're mature, you ain't got time for all of that. And when you tell them no, no is no. And even if they throwing a fit and going into a narcissist's rage, that is not your problem, because you don't have time to have relationships with a child. What kind of relationship can you have with somebody that's immature and that hasn't developed and don't know the difference? And as if you don't have a right to say no, but they got a right to do what they want to do, and they a grown adult, you grown too. They not your daddy. They not your mama. And how dare they think that that's okay to try to control an individual when you're supposed to be a partner? So you don't need closure from a narcissist. You already got it. When you saw what they really were, you believed them. That's when it hit you like a ton of bricks. That's when you realized you was conned, you was deceived, you was taken advantage of, and that hurt. Because you're not expecting this to be from an individual until you find out that they're a crook. A smooth criminal. So you don't need closure. You don't need the answers. The answers was already there. And when you start seeing the writing on the wall, that's when you recognize and realize that you don't need no closure. Because when a woman is fed up, she fed up. Ain't no coming back around the mountain, here she come. Oh no. Because when a woman is fed up and you've been playing all these games, what she want to do with you? And whatever excuse you got, you better call Tyrone. So you do not need closure from a narcissist. When the narcissist did you dirty the way that they did you, they gave you your closure right then and there. You don't need no answers from them. You got them. The only thing you needed to do was educate yourself to understand what type of individual you were dealing with. And once you find that out, you're going to have a different kind of anger, but it's not going to be so much of an anger to where you're having a pity party. It's going to be the ones where you wake up and be like, I can't believe this. Because you're going to recognize that this was somebody that lied to you and you thought that they were your friend, or you thought this was the answer to your prayers for what you was looking for and wanting for in a partner, in a mate, in a business management part. But once a narcissist tear them drawers or panties with you, it's a wrap. Just slam the door. And you take it like the G that you are and take it as a learning experience, because it is. All this is upping up your level, upping up your game, taking you to higher heights. And the narcissist couldn't go with you no way, because all they was doing was pulling you down. Like weights. You don't need that. Your calling is way too important for you to have someone coming around you that don't have your best interests at heart. So continue your no contact. You don't have time to be playing games unless it's family night, or it's girls' night out, or you having a get together and you want to play games like some dominoes, some spades. You know how we do. But outside of that, you're not trying to play no mind games, and you ain't trying to manipulate the situation, because you looking to be around people that are mature, people that's on their grind for real and don't have to take advantage of a situation. So no, you do not need closure from a narcissist, but a narcissist does need closure from you. This is why they hoover you. This is why they stalk you. Because they can't understand how come their lies and manipulation wasn't able to work on you but temporarily. So you don't need closure from a narcissist, but a narcissist definitely needs closure from you, and you gives them none. I don't care how much they stalk you. They'll still never get the closure that they're looking for, because when you set a trap, they asses fell right into it, and rightfully so. Because they had no right sitting over here thinking that they could sit over here and take advantage of you, and all you was doing was being your loving, kind, thoughtful, giving, loving self. And then here comes somebody thinking that it's okay to sit over here and take advantage of you because you were hurt as a child. And I'm talking about that narcissist. That's why that narcissist does these things. Because they're trying to reflect that pain and hurt onto you, instead of learning that they needed to heal from that so that they can have healthy relationships. That way they don't need no supply to try to meet their demands. Again, you can't have a relationship with someone who is stuck in the past. And you cannot pay for something that you did not do. That is not your role. That is not your position. So no, you do not need closure from a narcissist, but a narcissist does need closure from you. Remember, you're destined for greatness, and I'll see you in the next video.